What's going on, everybody? Team Me Gaming here. I'm Kaz.
I'm Jeremy.
And today we are going to be doing what if Master Chief was in Smash. And honestly, why wasn't he in Smash? I mean, Halo is one of the most popular first-person shooter games out there. And everybody played Halo back in the day. I can't think of a reason why Chief wasn't in this game. Maybe it was just too gory for them. I don't know. But anyway, Halo Infinite new campaign just dropped, and that got us thinking, why wasn't he in Smash? Like, everybody loves Halo. So today we are going to make it happen. We are going to put Chief in Smash. But before we get into that, like, sub, check out our other what ifs. We made what if Shadow was in Smash. We make a bunch of what if videos. You can go check all that out. And let's just get right into this.
Master Chief will be a heavy character, just as heavy as Snake is. He won't be running too fast either, but he'll have a lot of range and tricks to make up for that. Chief is not going to have good recovery mix-ups either, but however, he's going to have a good jump height, just like in his original game, Halo. And being from Halo, of course, he's going to have to stick to his first-person shooter roots, but that doesn't mean guns are going to be the only thing that he's using. He'll have a unique artillery of weapons that he can use for lots of scenarios, whether they're offensive or defensive.
So let's get into Chief's moves, starting off with jab, tilts, and dash stack. So for his jab, Chief is going to be doing a simple 3-hit combo. He's going to punch forward with his right hand, punch forward with his left hand, and then he's going to finish off with a right hook. This jab will just be fast, it will be quick, and it's not really going to kill or anything, but it is going to be good for catching people off guard. For forward tilt, Chief is going to be doing the gun shove, and this is just a move from Halo that when you melee someone, Chief takes his gun, he just shoves it in people's face. So he's going to be using the assault rifle for this move, and he's just going to shove his gun forward. It's not going to really kill. It will start kill around 120, later than that, but it's really just used to send people away or a combo ender, nothing more. For down tilt, Chief is going to be doing a slide. Now, the slide was introduced in Halo 5, and then it was used again in Halo Infinite, and it's a big part of modern Halo, so we thought it would be good to include it. And this is going to be good for setting up into combos and just moving around, or getting past your opponent's shield. And up tilt is going to be a overhead swing with the Magnum. He's just going to take his pistol and swing it above his head. And this move is going to kind of meant to be bad. It's not going to have a lot of range, but it is going to, be okay for juggling. It's not going to kill. You're going to be able to hit them and then follow up with another move. It's just kind of be like a good juggling move. That's really all it does. It's not even good at that. He's a zoner, not a combat person. Dash staff, Chief is going to be doing the Spartan charge. He's just going to use his thrusters and go forward. This move is going to be pretty good at killing around 90. It's going to be really laggy though, so you have to be very careful when throwing it out, but it's otherwise a pretty good dash stack.
And now for Master Chief's aerials. Starting off with neutral air, we have a kick. Chief will kick forward, and it's kind of like a strong link nair. This is a made-up move, but we figured, it's a good get-off-me tool. He doesn't have many offensive tools besides his tilts, so, this is pretty useful in his kit. And I'm going to say it now, a lot of his aerials after this are pretty mediocre, because you're going to see in the special moves, they're very, very, very good, and he's not going to be like Snake, where he just gets away with having really good aerials and really cracked special moves. So now we have up air, and it's going to be an overhead swing with his pistol. And this is just weak and slow. We kind of gave him a bad up air on purpose. It's average for juggles and kills, and this comes from the melee with the pistol, but in this version, Chief is going to do it in an upward motion, so, we got an up air out of it. And for forward air, this is a classic thing that Chief does. It's going to be the gun shove. This is a mediocre attack, and it sends away, and this is just the melee move when you hold the assault rifle. It's kind of like the knifing motion in Call of Duty, except he, jabs the gun at you. And now we have down air, which is the downward punch. This is a spike that acts a lot like Terry's, and it's also a reference to ground pound. And this is a move from Halo 5. It's basically just like a big punch, and we made it, it goes downward, it's a good reference. It's also a good spike. Interesting move in his kit. And lastly, we have back air, and this is the backwards gun shove. And it's going to be gun shove, but it goes backwards, it goes behind him. It's going to be slower and a little bit more powerful. And now we're going to get into the Chief's smash attacks. Starting with the forward smash, it's going to be the all popular energy sword. It's going to be a big horizontal swing. And just like in Halo, this is always a one-hit kill. So to implement this is going to completely ignore shields, and it's going to kill early. No, it's not going to kill instantly. So, and then we have up smash, which is the flamethrower. Now, this was only in Halo 3, but it's going to be a pretty unique up smash. It's going to spray fire upward. It's going to be kind of like a Byleth hitbox. It's going to like kind of linger, and it's going to have like, you know, that kind of shape of a hitbox. And it's not going to kill super early. It's going to kill around 110. And then lastly, the down smash, we have Gravity Hammer. And this is a move with a big, slow wind up, but it's going to be super strong. And it has a big area of effect. So it's going to have an area effect with a shockwave. And if you hit him with the hammer straight on, it'll do more damage. And before we get into the super beefy section that is the special moves, we have a quick section that goes over Chief's throws. And these are all assassinations from Halo 5. For up throw, we have Liftoff. And this is going to kill like around 160. An average up throw, you can kind of use it as a kill throw. For forward throw, it's going to be the kickoff. And this is going to send at a low angle. And instead of set for a tech chase, or if they're at a higher percent, you could kind of like use it to hit them off stage. For back throw is the wind up assassination. And you know, you could just ignore the neck snapping part of this animation here. Like, we're not including that. And this is just going to send up and away. It's kind of like a Kazuya back throw. And then lastly, we have down throw, which is over the top. And this is going to send backwards. And, you know, it's okay for combos. And again, you can just ignore the gun, you know. It's not going to be like a kill throw where he just throws you on the ground at the beginning of the match and just shoots you. Like, yeah. So yeah, he has average throws, you know. We didn't want to give him anything crazy.
Now let's get into Chief's special moves, and it might be a little long, so if you don't have popcorn and chips, you might want to go get those now. Let's get this started. So for his neutral special, yes, he's going to be using a gun. I'm calling this move gun weaponry. So Chief is going to have access to 5 guns: the assault rifle, the plasma pistol, the needler, the sniper, and the spanker rocket launcher. And all of these guns are respectively going to have their own cooldowns and amount of time they can use before they have to be put away. This is kind of a reference in Halo, how you'd always have to shoot, and then when you run out of ammo, you would have to switch. This is kind of what that's referring to. We're trying to give him a lot of guns to use, so it kind of feels like a unique neutral special. So how is this going to look like? All the weapons are going to be displayed above Master Chief's UI. Their guns all have different cooldowns, like I stated before. When the gun fully lights up, like you know, like a bar, and when the gun is fully lit up, you can use that gun. So to switch between guns, you're gonna have to shield and then hit B. You're gonna have a UI where you can use the left stick and to select what gun you want. And we made it this way so that you can't just like switch guns in the air, because some of these guns are kind of broken. You have to like actually like take the time to switch, you know? And there's one more catch. If your gun runs out of ammo, you're automatically going to go back to the assault rifle. So because the assault rifle is going to be really weak, you'll see it here in a second. So let's get into the 5 guns, starting off with the assault rifle. So the assault rifle starts off with no cooldown, which means Chief can use it immediately after spawning in. And you can shoot the gun like for 6 seconds. And once you shoot it for 6 seconds, you cannot use it no more, and the gun has a simple 5-second cooldown. The reason why this gun has a little cooldown is because it's pretty weak. It's just flinching damage, and that's all it does. It's not even that strong. It's just kind of something you do when you're far away, but you don't have any of your other guns up. Moving on to the second gun, this is the plasma pistol. So with the plasma pistol, you could either do 2 strong charge shots, or you could do just 10 normal weak shots that do slight knockback, but that's really it. And there's a 30-second cooldown after you either use up all the shots. The charging is pretty strong. Like, you could snipe someone with it and kill them at 70 up stage if you get a full charge shot. And the weaker shots are just kind of, they're whatever. You know, you just shoot it. Now, the third gun is the Needler. Now, the Needler shoots for 6 seconds. And this gun has a 40-second cooldown. So, the reason why this gun is better than the plasma pistol is because the bullets, they track. And they do knockback, too. And they don't do like really strong knockback, but they can like combo on each other if you're not careful. This gun is definitely very scary, and it's something you should be looking out for when Chief has it up. Now the fourth gun is going to be the sniper. Now the sniper has 2 shots in it, and the shots are really strong. Like, they can kill you at like 70 mid stage or 30 off stage. but the gun has a 50-second cooldown, and the shot does go full stage, so this is another gun that you have to watch out for. Chief's weaponry is very strong, but he's going to have to be micromanaging all these guns, looking at the cooldowns, making sure he doesn't waste ammo, etc, etc. The last and final 5th gun is the rocket launcher. Now this only has one shot, but it is very strong, and it has a very big area of effect. Someone hit by this gun could easily die at 30 or 40. The catch is this gun has a 80-second cooldown, and when Chief dies, these guns reset the timer. So if you do not live for 80 seconds, you do not get to use the rocket launcher. That is the downside of this neutral special. For side special, Chief is going to be using the plasma grenades. So Chief will throw a plasma grenade forward, and then the grenade explodes after 5 seconds. And just like in Halo, if the grenade makes contact with someone, it sticks to them. There's only one way to get the grenade off, and you have to touch another player. This is exactly how Mega Man's side B works, so the plasma could be passed to you and hurt you. There can only be one grenade at a time. Chief can throw a grenade immediately after the other one pops. Obviously, these grenades can be reflected, and the reason we wanted to include plasma grenades and not normal grenades is because plasma grenades are like a classic spin to normal grenades from Halo. There's also going to be a fun way to combo someone. You can imagine throwing a plasma on someone and then they get popped up and then you spike them. That's a pretty cool combo idea. Up special, Chief is going to be using the grappling hook. This is a move that was introduced in Halo Infinite, and we thought this would be way better than just a jetpack or a hovering ability, you know, something like a boring YouTuber would add to the moveset. We wanted to give it a cool little spice up. So this move acts like a tether, but it does have other uses. Like, for instance, if the hook hits a player, Chief is going to start flying towards them rapidly. The hook releases when Chief gets really close to the player that he's hooked onto, or when Chief performs a move, so he can instantly cancel it into whatever move he chooses. And this move can also catch projectiles. I'm talking about like Link's Bomb, Rob's Gyro, and it will bring them straight to Chief. So he can use this move to kind of steal stuff from people. On the ground, this move is shot forward. The reason it does this is so it has a better chance of hitting someone rather than upward. There's no reason to shoot a grappling hook upward if you're on the ground. So while on the ground, it's going to be shot more forward, so it has a better chance at hitting someone. Chief's down special, it is going to be the drop wall from Halo Infinite. Now, the drop wall is basically just the plasma shield or the bubble shield from Halo 3, but we wanted to just kind of make it new, so we just used the drop wall instead. So Chief is going to throw a little drop wall a little bit forward, and when it hits the ground, the shield will emerge. And this shield blocks all projectiles, but just like in Halo, enemies can walk right through the shield. Shield does not block players or non-projectile moves. The shield can only take 20% of projectile damage before it just completely shatters and breaks, and after that you have to wait 6 seconds before you can place another one. This is just kind of to help Chief stand back in zone so he can shoot behind the shield. It really is not meant to be used offensively, more so defensively, and so Chief can maybe get some more cooldowns or have better options against other zoners, because other zoners might be a weakness without this move. But this is another move that is very strong for Chief and is going to be used a lot in Chief's gameplay.
And now for Chief's taunts, win animations, and character alts. Starting off with the up taunt, he's going to flip his pistol and aim forward, and he's going to say, "I'm going to finish this fight." So this is just a cool thing that he says, and it's also a meme. The guy at the end of the game, he says, "Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that airship?" So, you know, it's just a little funny thing we wanted to include. And the side taunt, he's going to take a chip from the back of his head, and then he displays Cortana on his hand, and Cortana says, "Smash is way tougher than the Covenant." And the lore behind this is that Cortana usually gives Chief an update on the situation wherever he's at, so we thought it would be cool if she said something about Smash instead of like a quote from Halo, you know. And then the last taunt, down taunt, it's going to be Overshield. Chief puts a core in his armor, and then Chief will turn white and then turns back to his normal color. And this is just literally the Overshield. It's like super armor from Halo, but it's just a gag for this taunt. It's not gonna have any like special properties or anything, like, you know, he taunts and you just have like super armor, like you can't be touched. Like, it's nothing like that. And then the win animations. The first win animation, he's gonna ride in on the Warthog, and then he stands on top of it. And, you know, this is just the classic vehicle from Halo, and it's used in every game, so why would we not include this in the moveset? It would also be a cool intro animation, you know, he rides it on it, but we decided on something else for that. And the second animation, he's going to be shooting on a turret, and this is a reference to how you can shoot turrets in Halo, you know, it's kind of a given. And lastly, the third and final one animation, he's going to shoot an assault rifle, and then he points it at the camera. This is just kind of normal Halo stuff, you know, it's what he does. He's from a first-person shooter, so that's what he does. He just runs around and shoots. But this is also a reference to the Halo Combat Evolved cover when he points the gun at the screen. And lastly, we have the character alts, and all of these are fairly simple. You can see them in like all of the multiplayer modes in the Halo games, and Chief is like pretty much a blank canvas, so you know, the original Master Chief is just green, and then here's a picture with like all of the other alts. You know, there's like a red one, you have almost the whole rainbow here, and then like a black and white one. And now the final section of this video, the final smash and more. Starting off with the intro animation Chief will have, he's gonna break out of a drop pod, and you know, this is what he always does in the campaign, how he starts every one of his missions. For the most part, the drop pod just crashes to the ground and he breaks out of it. And his final smash is going to be the Scorpion tank, and the Scorpion tank will fall from the top of the stage as it spawn in, and then the Chief will get in it and they'll start to take aim, and then there will be a big crosshair on the screen, and then Chief gets to choose when and where he shoots. And this shot will be extremely strong. It's gonna kill you around like 10 or 20%. It won't be like Bowser's, where you know you could die at 0 from it. But this can be air dodged if you time it right, but you might die early or you could avoid it. So it's a pretty good final smash overall. And for the stage, of course, we decided to go with debatably the most popular multiplayer map in Halo. This is Blood Gulch. The stage itself will be the blue team's circle base, and players can fight on the ground near the base, and they could also just walk off to the blast zone. The background will show the red team's base, and then it'll show the blue team fighting all over the map. There's going to be explosions, guns, sniper fights, guys in warthogs, planes, tanks, the whole 9 yards. We want to get the full Halo experience in this stage.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Let us know if you liked this moveset. We had a lot of discussions with this moveset, whether this move belongs here, whether this is right, or this is unbalanced, or this is annoying. So let us know if we did a good job placing all the moves in the right spot. Halo definitely has a lot of stuff to take from. We definitely weren't like out of moves, but we had so much stuff to work with. We didn't want to like overdo the character, but we may have. Maybe you think we did a really bad job. Let us know if you think we did a very bad job. We always read comments and we try to respond to them. And yeah, have a nice rest of your day, and we will see you guys in our next video. Bye bye.